Okay, so back today. We got a little repair job. I guess not even repair, just it wasn't properly glued yesterday along the seams. Um, just because we done it from the vertical, horizontal, from each side as we were gluing it, it was dripping down, and sometimes it's past. Okay, that's not the best view on this, but the point being is we're going to document the way through. I don't think it affected anything like air bubbles or nothing like that over the day. There was no leaking. I've made this little thing out of some boxes that came from my mum. Just had a bunch of spare boxes. I crushed up a lot of rocks that I found around here. Quartz ones in that to have a look at. In fact, I may as well show it. I hope it comes up nice in the camera. Some of them are cool. They're not looking the best right now because they're kind of dry. They've been in the box for a while. They need to be wet with something, usually to glisten and shine through. A lot of transparency. Got this as well, a bit of kimberlite. Same deal when it's wet. A lot of this is actually transparent. It's just like a conglomerate of different shiny crystals that I found just on the ground. Anyway, yeah, carried away. I like rocks. I like rocks, as they say. I've got rocks in my pockets. I like the way they feel and shit. Right. One of these boxes is like, it's got tiny parts. I separated them so it's really light. Could be dangerous. Oh, you can kind of see the cola in the shot there. The cola can. So I've been heating up the gun down here. I ain't afraid of this thing anymore. I set them up so that I wouldn't knock them down while I was working. My God. Yesterday I was terrified. I got a little bit of oil on one of the end of them, and I thought, what happens if it heats up and just explodes? So it got lost down the side, and I wasn't sure which one it was anymore, and I probably already went in the gun. Okay. I can do this. Thingy handed. One handed. For sure. Oh my God. I'm gonna go for an injection. So press it right down and then have it coming out. I don't like the unsteadiness of holding it. So I'm gonna put you back down. This repair's job should have been 1 minute, but I'll wait to film it. I went round the edges and trimmed off all the excess glue with air scissors. And that was quite fun. It's like spider webs. There's that one I was worried about. And this glue dries white, but it comes out clear, which is quite cool. Took a lot of glue. Concerning. But happy we found it. The side's fine. The side was the wee better. My cousin's coming over. He's gonna cycle here. I'm gonna speak to Peter, see if he wants to come over. Because Darren can't stay for long. Ooh. We're gonna play with this, I think. We're gonna play with it. We're gonna experiment. He's got a bike light. Like I said, I've not got any torches at the moment. One I had, which was like a multi-piece LED faced one, was really good. So it had like a ring. And that thing would be picked up by a magnet multiple times, so it would be like a ring over ring. And the interpretation of that is quite good, as opposed to single point. So when you show two different sources, like a single point, or even a diffuse light, like something like a bulb, the way the light comes out is different. With a diffuse light that isn't white, so say like a phosphor light, there's actually got a filament in it, or phosphor light, phosphorus, I don't know. It's something where you can see the actual glow burning on the inside. It's not like an LED with a white bulb around it, or a glass piece to spread it out. On the image you'll see two main things. You'll see the brightness, where originally the source light, the actual filament that's hot, you'll see that end, and then you'll see sort of like a body where the diffuse stuff occupies the space that isn't the single point. Obviously a single point you can pinpoint, and sort of a circular diffuse outgoing ray, or ray pattern, wave oscillations in the air, transporting particles, whatever the fuck field you want to call it. Depending on your expertise or what field you yourself come from, they describe things in all different languages. I think it's pretty good sticking to things like vector matrix solutions, because if you can count everything, all the particles like in the Hadron Collider and shit like that, they're trying to isolate stuff so they can do that. Then you can sort of position everything you're looking for in the matrix and see, oh look, we've got most of everything showing up bar the thing that we were aiming for, let's do the next part of the experiment, oh look, it showed up, or whatever. And then we can fill in the known stuff with the slot that we predicted was unknown, and extend the patchwork in some way. But this is a different sort of thing. This is like a macro object. You could go in and quantify this faceplate, count all the molecules per square inch or whatever DPI you want to go down to, and calculate how much energy we'd need to send up the thing to flip every iron molecule in there that's stuck in within the oil. And then you could change thresholds by incurring environmental changes like temperature on this plate, differentials on either side, so it's got a bias towards something, some dimension metric. So you can set different things that you're looking for by messing with different variables like that. One of them would be bathing the whole thing in a type of light already, and then either eliminating a band of it, or adding bands. So you can do additive and subtractive filtering. or mixing. We're not trying to change the chemistry of what's in there, we're trying to change what it does in the visual spectrum for us. So, right, that's as close to the fabric I'm willing to go there with hot glue, I think. I forgot, I was in my head there visualising things. Filling in holes in real life and filling in holes in theory. So the thought is, right, this plate vibrates. I can send my amp here. That's heavy. Send audio signals. If I do that constantly, they'll be in a moving state. And then if I take a magnet to either the pickup of the input of it, I can distort that, which should distort this, like audio representation of it. And then if I take another magnet, either similar or dissimilar here, or another audio signal, there's multiple ways of moving the patterns, but I want to see what it looks like in if having, say, I would call it an inductive template or pattern. We send like a cymatic signal. It should have attributes that either align with or don't align with other properties that we can then insert on this side of the puzzle. And it's kind of like looking for efficiencies. What if we just vibrate something? Does that allow the threshold of effort to be lowered? There's still losses, of course. We're not looking for some sort of over unity solution. We're just looking for processes to conjugate, like to commutate between and through the visual spectrum and the senses that we have, like sound and the known sort of learning things. So it'd be cool to have a simple experiment. Something like this in school would be really nice. Of course, I'm not really showing anything right now. That will be in the next video. And I've got more gluing to do. My cousin's on the way, and we'll do those videos, hopefully. Right, that's probably dry enough to flip. So I polished it in the short I posted. You'll see that this was covered in oil once it was finished. And I just used some of this rag material, and it's kind of like polishing silverware as well. You have to you have to like go over the area more. It's about time spent, not just technique. You can't just do a whole layer of the plane, then another one. It's like you have to heat up the sort of area to move oil around like in a slick, and then it is able to be picked up on the fibers or something like that of the oil. I don't really know how it works, but it's pretty cool. So now I got my polishing technique down. I'm interested to see how the white spirits stick to this. Sorry, the mineral oil. And then I've also got pine resin saved up that I went and harvested. I'll grab some. So this is like amber, or a pine resin, tree sap, and you can melt that down. It's very flammable and things, kind of like oil. And then it's really sticky, and I want to see if I can do something similar, or if I need to cut it with something else, like some of the other oils might be able to, I don't know, make a mixture. I need to do some more research. First I need to strain this, obviously. And then in my ideal, I would still want to suspend iron in it, so it would be just a different surfactant, but as it is, this is more like an adhesive, so anyone knows how to thin that down, maybe into like a sort of suspension, like lower the viscosity of it to room temperature using some other sort of carbon-based thing, that would be handy because I don't want to change things. Okay, I'm getting carried away. There's some holes on this side for sure. Not as many as the other. I will probably make an epoxy rig thing to set these in easier at some point. Not these ones, but future ones, because this takes forever. And with the amount of glue actually used, it's no any cheaper. But it is quite fun. Reminds me of Bailey's 3D gun. You know, like he had a 3D pen thing that you could print stuff with. And it's like additive building, this sort of problem solving as well. So if you want to make a platform, you have to build to it, because you can't just build something freestanding. I think he made a little 3D triangle thing, or was it a triangle, Bailey? He made something for me too that had an S on it, I think. It's like yellow. He was practicing. He made a boat as well. So he also he was into carving for a bit. Like that was cool. And you guys, I think you watched the Odd Channel video, Ricky and Gail. You guys had a 3D printer for a while in the house too. Sick. It was sick. You guys made it work. Now I'm just sort of making it even because it's a bit thicker on this side, and that can lead to it being a bit unbalanced if I ever want to set it flat. might clip that for the thumbnail. It was probably a face. Meta-modern self-awareism. Putting a thumb on it for later. I believe this is the last side. I wasn't counting. It's only got 4 sides, but fucking whatever. I might have hit the same side up twice. Just counting. There's an actual hole. I missed that. So this might be the... Yeah, this is the side. Sweet. Should be safe now. I think that's it. Perhaps we can conclude the video shortly. I'm parched. Hydration check. Take a sip of water. It's good to be hydrated. It's not ideal, but it'll do. We'll do the experiments next. We can use some candles. I think you'll like that. Okay. Jobin out.